Oh,
Yo.
yeah. It's that time of the night/day, depending on where you are at in the world, where we draft a fantasy football team on underdogfantasy.com, a best ball team where we don't have to do any start-sit decisions on a weekly basis. We draft it. It's basically like a paid mock draft with skin in the game. This is so much better than doing an ESPN mock draft, Steve, because on ESPN mock drafts, Yahoo mock drafts, Sleeper mock drafts, there's no skin in the game, man. There's no skin in the game. People don't take it serious. They either tune out or it's a bunch of computer bots that you're drafting against, and the ADP is not accurate. ADP is average draft position, which, as we know, guys, directly correlated in the offseason, preseason with those football card demand and football card hype. And that ADP movement is a good gauge, a good barometer of what guys are expected to do, how their expectations are moving around. So if you're new, hop in. Promo code Quest, 100% instant deposit bonus upon sign up. You can put in as little as 10. You get an instant 10. You can put in up to $100. You get an instant $100 bonus. And we're very, very close. Not going to lie, guys. Just got the report. We're literally less than 20 people away from reaching our goal of 100 new signups by the first week of the regular season, in which point Underdog Fantasy is going to sponsor a Prism Draft Picks Hobby Box break on this channel where we give the entire hobby box away to a few lucky winners. So help us get there. Promo code QUEST, underdogfantasy.com. Are you ready to draft, Steve?
Man, I am always ready to draft.
Derek's taking Danny Gray in the first round. Cool. Awesome. Join at the same time. I can start it, make sure everyone is in the same room. So, Bush Leaguers, you gotta get it open. Open up underdogfantasy.com. Make sure you signed up with promo code Quest. Get into the lobby. And what I'm gonna do is pull up my screen, and Derek's gonna let us know in the chat when to hop in. So let's go ahead and pull it up. We're gonna also be talking about my round by round strategy. Good. Awesome. Bush Leaguers, we're going to get you in tonight. We're going to get you in, brother. Let's go. Steve's getting in.
It doesn't make for a guarantee that we all get in the same one, but it does vastly improve the odds.
Join it. So look, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. We're going to share screen. I'm going to be talking about my round by round strategy, optimal strategy, what I feel that you can use approach for your the big dog tournament is open now. That's a $250 entry with $525,000 in prizes. What we're going to do is Puppy 3. Join. Go. Join. Puppy 3. Go join, guys. Derek, did you join? Did you click one that was like our draft room that was already full? Hopefully we can get I see Derek's in here. I'm in here. Bud Bowl, did you get in here, Steve?
I did not. I did not have it ready in time when he had joined, but that's okay because I'm going to do some color commentary / evaluation.
Okay. He's in 5 of them. Derek's literally in 5.
Just kidding.
Bush Leaguers, were you able to get in, or do I need to do another one? Let's see if Bush Leaguers was able to get in. I'm not sure. What's your handle, Bush Leaguers, on Underdog? Is it the Bud Bowl? I guess not. Bush Leaguer says, laugh out loud. I guess not. Derek says he's in with Bush.
Well, there's still 2 more teams past the at the top. Are you sure he's not in there?
Oh, he's saying they had an empty room. I wasn't quick enough. Well, I wasn't quite ready. You were going quick. I was trying to get there, man. I was right there. But I mean, obviously, I do a lot of these. Are you already drafting? Do you guys want me to go and do another one? Get into another room? We're at the 6th spot here. getting any response there. So we're going to be talking about optimal strategy. I'm talking about my top targets, fades, and general strategy round by round. This is the middle position between picks 5 and 8. This is what people can consider the most difficult aspect of the draft here. I'm either looking to go Justin Jefferson, not there. Jamar Chase, he's there. Bingo. Don't even think about it. Jamar Chase is my man. And why am I going wide receiver here? It's all upside, guys. Jamar Chase has got an upside to put up over 2,000 receiving yards. I mean, that's just what it is. And I know that coming back in the second round, there's going to be an Alvin Kamara. There's going to be potentially a Joe Mixon, DeAndre Swift, Aaron Jones, Saquon Barkley, Leonard Fournette. There's incredible bell cow running back upside in the middle of the second round. So that's why I am bullish on going, especially at the middle picks where I've missed Jonathan Taylor, I've missed Christian McCaffrey. I think Eckler could regress a little bit this year because he had 20 touchdowns last year, Steve. That's a high touchdown rate. He could regress a little bit on that. And so that's where I pivot and I go Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Stephon Diggs if I'm towards pick 7, 8.
You know what's interesting is a lot of people talk about different draft strategies and zero RB or any of these other draft strategies, but you can't necessarily decide before the draft starts which one of these you're going for, right? Because a guy might fall to you that's just too good to pass on, and all of a sudden in real time your draft strategy has changed. So let's say what if McCaffrey fell to you at 5? Would you take him? You know what I mean? Like that changes everything. Your whole draft has changed. You know what I mean? And I've seen it happen.
Yep, absolutely. So very easy to execute a pick, Bush Leaguers. There's an arrow right next to the player. You just drop that down. There's a big draft button, or you just star them up, add them to your queue, and then they'll automatically be drafted to your team when the clock runs out. Or you can hit that drop down where it shows their stats, the recent news, and the big draft button. Broncos, what you talking about, Broncos? Bronco, I believe this is Sarah, isn't it? Yeah. So shout out to Sarah, new patron. New quest goer out there. I cannot figure out how to find the live happening. Only the ones in September.
You sure you got in the right league?
Oh, so yeah, these start in September, Sarah. These start in September when week 1 of the NFL season starts. Something interesting that I believe they are going to have for preseason though is pick'ems. I think they are going to have pick'ems and probably some drafts if there's enough consistency around the players that are going to be available to pick from. Okay. Well, it looks like we have enough demand. I can do a private one next time, guys. And no, Steeler 96 has been wanting me to do a private draft. I can do a private one. 12 of us. Looks like we have 12 of us out there that want to do one of these. I'll get it started before the live stream. And so it's almost full by the time the live stream starts. Derek's on the clock. See, Derek went kind of robust RB. Eckler, Jones. All right, so I'm on the clock here. And like I said, those running backs that I like, Fournette's out there. I'm higher on Fournette. It's very tempting for me to almost go, I'm not going to lie, I like Tyreek Hill here. If this was tight end premium, I'd go Mark Andrews. But with Leonard Fournette out there, that's an easy play for me in Tampa Bay. He kind of pulls on my heartstrings, so I'm a Tampa Bay fan. But his upside is incredible with Brady, bell cow roll, the receiving yards, the touchdowns, the whole 9 yards. So, I mean, he's such a good receiver. There's a lot of upside there. And he's already slimmed back down to 240, man. He's ready to rock. No, it's half PPR. This is half PPR, Bush Leaguers. JT's in. All right, man. Awesome. You guys are awesome, man. Appreciate you guys. You guys are going to have a ton of fun in this format. Ton of fun.
I think that'll be nice. We can do that next week, Matt, maybe, and get a entire Quest league going.
Yeah, man. Let's do it. So this is where it's interesting. So far, I've got a balanced approach here from the 5th position. I want to, definitely offer you guys some strategy here from drafting this fifth to pretty much eighth position. And I think in round 3, James Conner is a third round running back that typically slides here, that has first round level workload in Arizona on a high pace of play offense, high octane offense, a lot of shootout games. And there's a big drop off after James Conner where you kind of go through that running back dead zone. So he's definitely a guy that I'm looking at here. Especially with half PPR. You still got Nick Chubb out there too. ETN I like too. If ETN is out there, I will go ETN over Connor because Connor does have a higher fragility rating. And
the thing about Connor too is it's not that he can't repeat what he did last year, but if you're going to fade Eckler for touchdown regression, then you have to fade Connor for the same reason.
It's a very good point. Very good point. Anyways, ETN's a smash for me here. So is Chubb, honestly.
Chubb,
I'm tempted to go Chubb.
I would, honestly. I think that
I don't have much Chubb exposure. I know I don't have my Spike Week plugin updated yet. Don't hate me, Derek.
Do you think that Deshaun Watson has some Chubb exposure?
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Oh, man. All right, let's see here. So I like the approach. I got to say, I typically go balanced. Looks like you're going with a balanced approach so far, which I like.
Yeah, and I'm going to go back to the wide receiver here in round 4 because I really like the talent at wide receiver that's still going to be out here in round 4. I'm looking for guys like Mike Williams, Michael Pittman Jr., Terry McLaurin. Looks like all those guys are just drafted here in round 3. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on there in round 4. I might pivot, but I still think it's too early for quarterback in round 4. So yeah, I might pivot to like a George Kittle or a Darren Waller here in this situation. I think those guys will still be out there.
Did Josh Allen already go?
No, he did not go. Not yet, but he will. You watch.
Yeah, I was going to say, usually this is right around the time.
He's not going to make it past this John Ditcher with Stephon Diggs here at the 1.7. He's not going to make it past that.
Doing this on my cell phone, do not recommend. No, I definitely agree with you. I've only done a draft on a phone once, and no, it's not fun. Josh Allen, there he goes at the end of the 3rd.
Yeah, end of the 3rd. Derek Richard, you can see him on underdog drafts. Look for the shield, the little red and white shield. He's DBO 68.
Look at he grabbed Josh Allen, then grabbed Gabe Davis with the following pick.
If you're doing the live stream and the draft from your cell phone, it can be a bit challenging. Yeah, their web app is excellent. I like the phone app. Like I've done a lot of drafts from the phone, but I haven't done like multiple drafts at the same time from the phone. I do a lot of slow drafts as well because you get 8 hours per pick. If you're having an issue with the 30 seconds, you get 8 hours. Then you got all the time in the world to itch all the scratches you got, Bush Leaguers. But
I haven't yet to see a best ball league that does minute drafts. It would take forever, but I do agree. It should be a minute, but there aren't any that I've seen. All right, Andy, we're coming up here in 2 picks.
Yeah.
Let's see what the board looks like here.
Wow. Well, if James Conner's still out there and Derek doesn't snipe him from me.
There's some intriguing receivers there, though, Andy, and there's a really intriguing quarterback out there as well.
Yeah, like, let's see, what did he do? Oh, he went Herbert. So, yeah, I mean, this is an easy smash play for me.
You do have 2 running backs already. Just
unless I'm missing something. Did James Conner get hurt and I just haven't seen it yet?
No.
Okay. Well, good. Then I'm going to go ahead and take James Conner. And now I'm feeling extremely good about my running back core here. And now I'm going to definitely pivot hard to wide receiver, tight end. I don't mind waiting a little bit here, but I'm not gonna refuse round one workload in the fourth round. You know what I'm saying? Like his ADP is 35, and I got him 9 picks lower than that. So you don't say no to that kind of stuff.
Sure. Yeah, you'll just have to rally a bit on the receivers now.
Yeah, I do like. I'm looking for guys like. I mean, I still got Bateman, Deontay Johnson, who just got his extension, Jerry Jeudy. I'll even sprinkle in some DK Metcalf, Brandon Cooks. Actually, I'd rather have Brandon Cooks over Metcalf, to be honest with you. Mooney. I'd rather have Mooney over Metcalf. I found out that Mooney has been spending the night at Justin Fields' house, man.
Heyo.
I just found this out the other day, and I'm like, holy crap, man, here we go. Cooper Kupp, Matt Stafford, Mooney's been getting on that level with Justin Fields, and dude, he's gonna lean on him, man. He's gonna be an absolute baller. So where people are gonna be pivoting here in these middle rounds to Dobbins, Josh Jacobs, AJ Dillon, the Tony Pollards, we're gonna be hammering these wide receivers. I mean, I still love the amount of talent. Look, there's your guy, Amari Cooper, Amon-Ra St. Brown's out there, Elijah Moore. Like, look at all these incredible wide receiver ones that we've got queued up here, ready to go.
I dig it. And the thing with the QBs thing is kind of like the tight end thing too, is especially with tight end. Oh, you're up.
Yep. So
wait to finish my rant here.
Bateman's my favorite pick here, and he doesn't overlap with any of my other teams I've got picked. Now he does overlap by week, but that's just that 1 week, and we're not even going to worry about that, man, because his upside clear number one on his team. I think Bateman sees his floor this year is 1,000 receiving yards, easy.
Can see it.
Easy.
So the nice thing about these kind of leagues is, if you don't get one of the premium tight ends or premium quarterbacks, a lot of times what people do is they'll just draft an extra one, which, gives you a little bit higher chance of getting production out of that position on a week-to-week basis. Your boy Drake.
Yeah, man, still so much wide receiver 2 talent out there. I mean, Hopkins, Ayuk, Michael Thomas, Alan Lazard, Hunter Renfrow, Tony, Christian Kirk. I think didn't Christian Kirk get a little banged up in practice? It wasn't anything major, but
I did see he did get hurt. I didn't see any follow-ups on it though.
Treylon Burks is out there. Sky Moore. Although, where's our guy Juju? Juju already get drafted? Has Juju steamed up the board that much? I'm telling you, Juju Smith-Schuster hype is crazy. I can't even find any decent prices on his cards anymore. Yeah, look at that, dude. Juju Smith-Schuster drafted now in the 4th round by AJ Coolman. Look at that ADP, man. Look at A-Rob going 4th. Marquise Brown still in the 4th with the guy with the shield, highly experienced. So, yeah, I don't think Marquise Brown gets anything more than a slap on the wrist. I've got a couple messages saying he's going to miss extensive time. Like, I haven't heard anything of the sorts. The guy was just late to practice speeding, and, he was going super fast. But, I mean,
Andy, what's your take on Lamar Jackson, Trey Lance, then Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, isn't that wild, man? Like, check that out. Check that ADP out, man. Justin Herbert, Mahomes, Trey Lance. Wow, man. Rasticles. Rasticles is a Lance believer, dude. Well, he's also got Debo in there in the 2nd. But Trey Lance he's a naked play, man. You play him naked. He's got some great legs, man. So great legs. You play him naked. He's got the rushing upside. Get all that rushing production. And Kyle Shanahan's going to design that offense around his strengths. So I get it why he's being steamed up. However, I cannot draft Trey Lance over Kyler Murray, over Jalen Hurts. I can't do it. No way. No way.
Andy,
can't do
you're
it.
on the clock, sir.
I'm back on the clock. Oh, yes, please. But I'm not going to take Russell Gage over Amari Cooper, who's got wide receiver 1 workload. Yeah, we're going to take your guy, man. We're going to get your guy right here. Bam, Amari Cooper. Lock him, load him.
Derek agrees that he's got great legs.
Oh, the guy who's out here constantly putting the most controversial, racy comments in our chat tells me to keep it PG. His kids are watching. Says it's not late enough. Kids are still up.
Wasn't there in the 70s? Wasn't there a quarterback that was modeling some hosiery? Maybe that'll be the next move for Trey Lance.
Sticking with his boy. Well, it's DK is so talented that he's going to have production. I'm just looking for players that are in better offensive situations than that of the Seattle Seahawks. And Bateman's in definitely a better situation than that. I mean, the quarterback situation clearly better, and he's definitely going to be they're going to throw the ball more than Seattle. I know they're still run heavy offense, and that's like that's how run heavy of an offense Seattle is and projects to be. And plus, it's just Lamar Jackson's a better thrower than a lot of people give him credit for. All right. Now here in the round 7.
For your further draft strategies, Andy, I sent you a DM just because I don't want to. We do have some participants in the chat, so I don't want to talk about.
Oh, we do.
But you're on the clock here.
Well, so I'm kind of looking for.
Are you going to go positional needs? Or are you going to go with depth?
Probably go with depth here. Just keep stacking on my my wide receivers, Tony or Devonta Smith. Probably go Tony. I'm gonna go Tony here in round 7 because he's another guy that just has incredible upside. Incredible upside. Because think about the depth chart on the New York Giants. I mean, Kenny Golladay, is Kenny Golladay going to get back to form, or is he kind of washed up now? Is he healthy enough? Does he have enough durability to handle over 100 targets? What about the rookie Wan'Dale Robinson, or Darius Slayton coming off an injury? I don't even think he's going to start the season. So, I mean, I look at the Giants depth chart and it's just wide open for Tony to be the number 1 there. So I think he's got a lot of upside, even if the quarterback situation is questionable. I still think they're going to play fast because of Brian Dable, and they're going to throw more.
You got to remember too that you can take a lot away from these camp videos, but also remember that a lot of these guys are learning a new offense, so it might take a couple weeks for them to iron it out.
Yeah, I can't forget about Sterling Shepard at the flanker position there on New York, but he's heading into his 6th year now, and I feel like Sterling Shepard was another guy banged up again last year. Only played 7 games, so I'm taking the youth and the explosiveness of Tony here.
It's interesting. Sterling Shepard's a guy that, just another guy that fits the theme of the Giants wide receivers perfectly. Always hurt, but when he does play, he has really good games. But he only manages to play a handful of them. You can count on him being questionable every week.
Yeah. All right, so now I am starting to look at quarterbacks, and I'm starting to look at who's still out there. And at this point, I'm fine waiting. Like we're in the passer, Russell Wilson does have some rushing upside, but he just hasn't really showed it in the past couple of years. And now he's in his, early to mid 30s. I think he's like 33. But and I don't really have a Denver Broncos. I don't have a Denver Broncos like pass catcher to pair him up with unless I'm planning on drafting, Hamler later on. And Brady, I could get Gage here. I could get Brady. I might go Russell Wilson here to stack later on with, because he's under ADP too. I could take Russ here.
Yeah.
Where MG Mark went. Okay. Derek went Sky Moore. So nice pick there, Derek. Going Sky Moore in the 8th, like that upside. I heard Sky Moore's like sitting, like basically following Patrick Mahomes around like a puppy dog. Trying to soak it all up, man. Trying to leapfrog that depth chart. My plan here, though, is now that I've got Russ, is to queue up Hamler, queue up KJ Hamler, and this will be later on ADP of 185 or 155, and also queue up Albert Akwegbunam, because what I like about Albert O, even though Russell Wilson historically hasn't like been super hot on his tight ends, Albert O is going to be on the field like 80-90% of the time, and he's also got a great athletic profile for a tight end. Very good numbers in college. Also very good numbers when on the field. He was targeted at a high rate when he was on the field last year, believe it or not, in a tight end receiving room with Noah Fant, who's another incredible tight end. So the upside is there for a guy with his ADP of 143.
I think one thing to note too, and that's, if you're doing one of these and you're trying to pair up, quarterback with the receiving core or tight end or whatever, you have to be mindful of which quarterback you're aiming for, or if you're going the other route, which receivers you're aiming for, because there's going to be some matchups that are going to be incredibly difficult to pair up. If you're going for Josh Allen and Bills receivers, Diggs is going in the first round and Josh Allen's going in the third round. So you're going to have to make that decision very early.
So I'm going to take Marquez Valdes-Scantling here because he's a perfect best ball candidate, where it's like you don't know which week Marquez Valdes-Scantling is going to go off with Mahomes, but there's going to be one of those weeks like DeMarcus Robinson used to have, and I think MVS is probably a little bit better than him, where Marquez Valdes-Scantling is going to have like 3 touchdowns and 140 yards, and there may be a few weeks like that. It's not going to be super consistent, but there's going to be those weeks, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, very possible. And it's, again, when you're drafting best ball, it's way different than if you're drafting like just a week-to-week league where you have to set a lineup. MVS typically wouldn't be in your starting lineup unless your whole team was on a bye. But in best ball, he could have 2 long touchdowns from Mahomes in 1 week. And that might be, maybe he does that twice during the year, but that could be the difference between winning your league and not.
Let's see. All right. So I
got this little tight end run going.
Yeah, there goes Goddard, Knox, Ertz. Let's hope that Albert OK comes back to me. Let's see what Derek's been doing. He's just been hammering wide receivers because I know what his plan is. He's about to
all those rookie receivers there.
Yeah, because they offer a lot of upside, man. You think about it. They have the potential to be number ones in their offense. And studies show that rookie wide receivers break out towards the end of the season when you really need your team to be putting up the most amount of points possible, because you got to think about it. This is a big player pool where at the end, the final week 17, you're consolidating down to a 115 person league. Like it starts out as a 12-person league, weeks 1 through 14, and then in weeks 15 it goes to a 18-person league. Week 16, another 18-person league, or a 20-person league, something like that. And then the final week 17, it's like a 120-person league. And that's when typically towards the end of the season, the rookies like Treylon Burks, Drake London, they started greasing the groove, and now they're breaking out, with the with that offense. All right. Claypool, yeah, I'm not.
Singletary's a pretty good pick here.
Singletary.
You only have 3 running backs right now.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, Singletary is a great pick. Yeah, no, that was a great call.
He doesn't overlap with any of your buys, so that's actually really good.
I love guys like Dameon Pierce, Rachaad White, Devin Singletary, who is the RB1 on the Buffalo Bills ahead of James Cook. The initial depth chart came out. It's Devin Singletary, followed by Zach Moss at the grinder position, followed by James Cook, almost like he's still in that red shirt phase. So we can absolutely see some James Cook action here in the preseason.
It's funny how in our league last year I had Singletary, and for whatever reason they decided they just weren't running the ball for like the first 10 weeks. And then once they started using Singletary, I mean, he finished the season lights out. So if they can resume, the similar strategy that they rolled out towards the end of the year last year, he could surprise a lot of people.
Yeah,
Duke Johnson. I like Duke Johnson as well. I think he's that's a deep sleeper. They've actually been using him as a receiver in camp so far.
So it looks like we're going to be able to get our guy here now. Man, yeah, you know what? I'm going to go if MG Mark does not take Rachaad White, we're going to go ahead and I hate to do that though, because I got Leonard Fournette. Lenny. Yeah, I got Lenny, and I want to pick as if we're right, in the players that we're picking. Oh, and MG Mark just totally sniped him, so we don't even have to worry about it. I'm kind of afraid that Albert OK is not going to make it back to us. But, he might make it back to us.
He'll make it back. Yeah, he'll make it back.
He'll make it back. Probably go Christian Watson here. I'll go Christian Watson there for the upside play.
Dude, I was going to say take Madison, and you were going to see Derek go on a tangent if you took him, because that's his most drafted player.
Yeah. I don't blame him. I love Madison play from a best ball standpoint. Dalvin Cook definitely has a higher fragility rating, and he's heading into his 5th year, so he's kind of cresting that age apex. And Alexander Madison is proven to be just as efficient as Dalvin Cook given the opportunity. And so if Dalvin Cook goes down, that's a bell cow role for Alexander Madison.
That happened. That happened to me in the draft we did last week, where I ended up with Madison on an auto pick, and Derek was not happy with me after that.
Oh, if I accidentally auto picked Alexander Madison,
oh wow,
I would have been pissed.
KJ Osborne just got drafted already.
Dude, I went to go look at KJ Osborne's rookie ticket autos, and they were pricey, dude, like way higher than what I was expecting.
He had a couple good games last year where some of his cards really started to jump off the page, and I actually had picked up a couple of cheap autos of his, and they all moved in like a week or two. I couldn't believe it, but I think that the best is yet to come with him. I think this year is going to be the big leap year.
All right, so in this range, Steve, there's some interesting running back. This is where we start getting into that sleeper range, but some guys I really like at this range. From receiver, you could potentially get Jahan Dotson if he's out there still. Like his upside. Let's see if he's out there. There's Jahan Dotson. They still have not, Isaiah McKenzie's ADP has not corrected. He's at 155, still below Jamison Crowder, when the Buffalo Bills depth chart's already been released, and Isaiah McKenzie is the starting slot wide receiver ahead of Crowder. He's won that job. So he's going to play that Cole Beasley role. Cole Beasley saw over 100 targets last time He had a full season with the Bills. So let's
Andy,
go, Isaiah
can't
McKenzie.
Oh, someone grabbed him just before. I was just about to say DJ Chark, and someone just yanked him up.
Nico.
Nico.
That's okay. We're gonna go Albert O here. We're gonna get our tight end. Going Albert O. We don't want to miss that stack with Russ. We got him right at ADP, so I feel good about that. That's what you kind of want to look at. We got Albert O. We waited all the way to the 12th round and got him. So I love that upside, the value. We can always get Hamler next round. Hamler's still out there. Running backs I love here. Still not out on Ronald Jones. Still definitely, I think he makes that starting roster. Still not out on Tyrion Davis-Price, even though he's moved down the depth chart. Both him and Ronald Jones have gone down in value throughout training camp. Kenneth Gainwell has gone up in value. So if you want to do it like that, Michael Carter is still out there. Khalil Herbert has actually, everything I hear about Khalil Herbert is like, holy crap, dude, this guy is a must-have in later rounds in fantasy because of how good he's looked throughout training camp. And if anything happens to David Montgomery, it's going to be the Khalil Herbert show in Chicago. Steve, that's what I hear.
I really think that they're going to just pull the old Bears playbook out and just run the ball down your throat. I mean, I don't think that they have the receiving core to mount a big offensive. I think that they're going to do a lot of running, and Montgomery's going to get tons of work, but he can't do it all. I think Khalil Herbert is definitely a good guy to have.
Yeah, I mean, check that out, dude. 433 yards, 2 touchdowns on 103 attempts, including 14 receptions for 96 yards. Clear number 2. Clear dominant efficiency. Those are dominant efficiency metrics. I was really impressed with what I saw from him last year behind a pretty terrible offensive line. So I kind of think I'm going to go ahead.
On the clock, brother.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm either going Hamler or Herbert here. I do like Gainwell too, because Gainwell has got, a really good offensive line.
Top 2 guys are where I would go with that.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Hamler because it goes perfectly with the Russell Wilson pairing.
I like it. And, Hamler is the guy you want, Hamler type guys. You want the boom or bust guys in this format. So Hamler's got that crazy speed. And maybe being paired up with Russ, he could produce a couple huge weeks. That's really what you're looking for.
Look at our man, but see what we did? We just let Derek get Khalil Herbert right after us. He's like, oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, their ADP was right next to each other. You knew it was going to happen. So
I normally have pretty pleasant drafts with Derek. I think him and I, we complement each other in these drafts because he tries not to snipe me. I try not to snipe him. We try and, we go different strategies. He goes robust RB. I go more of a balanced approach with I guess you could call this anchor RB. I kind of went robust RB after Jamar Chase. I'm loving that start, dude. I'm loving this start. My draft. I'm actually loving this whole roster so far. But I'm also digging what Derek's put together here with Eckler, Jones, Keenan Allen, Herbert got the stack, Brandon Cooks, Drake London, Treylon Burks, Sky Moore, the rookies that could potentially have massive second half to their rookie season. Tyler Boyd, Garrett Wilson, who we talked about earlier, Alexander Madison, Nico Collins, who we both love. Nico Collins, especially at that ADP. I mean, Nico Collins set up to smash this year. And
Andy, I'd like to point out that you were getting him, or we were getting him in almost the last round or the last round when we started doing these a month or 2 ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a really big jump. Mm-hmm. And you're seeing that in his card values as well.
Yeah, so no kickers or defense in this format, which is wonderful. So we can look for guys now like Isaiah McKenzie. He's steamed up. He's already gone off in the 13th, but you know who's out there still, man. And if Derek doesn't get him, I'm sniping him from him. I'll probably snipe him from him. But I bet you Derek will draft him. Let's see if he gets him. But there goes Paris Campbell. There goes Paris Campbell in the 14th.
Sean Watson.
I expect him to
I gotta
keep
say
climbing.
that Pat Fryermuth at that draft position is a hell of a bargain, man.
It's a bargain. He's fell down lately because he's dealing with a little bit of an injury. Also, Derek is a big Jameson Williams believer for good reason. Let's see what I got out there. I guess Josh Palmer is still going to be out there.
Josh Palmer. Won a few rounds ago, man.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Brian Edwards. Alec Pierce. Van Jefferson. There's some decent guys. You could take a backup QB even here.
Shoot. I ended up getting I ran out of time. No. Go to draft. Put me in the draft. Put me back in. That was my first auto draft tonight.
That's not a terrible pick, honestly.
It's not a terrible pick. He's been deflated. His value's been deflated. I mean, it's not a terrible pick because those San Francisco running backs have a high fragility rating. Elijah Mitchell, Trey Sermon, all have high fragility ratings. All missed several games last year.
Here's the thing: is strong chance he starts a couple games this year, and that's really at this point in the draft. Isn't that really what you're looking for? Look at the guys out there. I mean,
Yeah. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. Higbee's still out there. Mark Ingram, New Orleans, interesting veteran play. Sammy Watkins, I think this late. Same thing with Corey Davis.
Sent you a little massage in there.
Oh. Loving some Njoku this late. Still some starting quarterbacks out there as well. Love me some Hayden Hurst. Definitely taking 2 quarterbacks and 2 tight ends in this format. I'm not opposed to Zach or Mac. Zach Mac. I would also be I'll probably wait. I like these guys even better at their value. It's not the player. It's the ADP. I love to get me some Jared Goff or Davis Mills towards the very last round. All day, baby. Let me see what you sent me in the message.
And how easily they get hurt or how often they get hurt.
Yeah. I can't. I see one of those guys.
All right. I did send you some suggestions in the chat there. I don't know if they got taken since I wrote them. It looks like one of them might have.
All right. Okay. I'll get to your comment in a second here, Roddy. Let's see. So, yeah, man, it was so late here at this point.
Oh, no, the double auto pick, Andy. You've been so good this evening.
Yeah, I know. I saw it. I'm like, well, I could just leave it on Higbee. He has such a high snap share, and they moved Jacob Harris to wide receiver. So, I think that's just even more opportunities for Higbee. So he's going to have those games. Higbee's going to have those games, man.
To be fair, he wasn't much of a consistent producer, but he did have a couple multi-touchdown games.
And he was always on the field. I ran out of time, Derek. I ran out of time. Trevor Lawrence's ADP, where did he go? I should be back in the draft. I'm back in the draft.
What happened to Trey Sermon? He was hurt most of last year.
Yeah, hurt most last year. And then he came back, and then he got a bad concussion, hurt again.
They say he's having a good camp, but, there's a lot of hype built around Ohio State running backs, so you do got to be careful with that. And you got to be careful with a 49ers running back on a team that has a lot of running backs already.
Yo, what's going on, Nick Lavetro? What's good, brother? What's good? We're in the round 16 here, man. Looking
Brian Edwards. Yes. Love to see it.
There goes Brian Edwards. After that dude took Odell Beckham, that's a really odd pick there. Yeah, so some of these guys have been steamed up, man. We saw Josh Palmer. He's steamed up. Jalen Tolbert, I'm sure, is gone. He probably was drafted well ago. Yeah, 10th round. So, now it's all about just looking for some deep sleepers, man.
Oh man, look at Goff getting drafted.
I used to be able to get Isaiah McKenzie in this range. I used to be able to get, another interesting guy, maybe a Jalen Guyton. We're really just looking for pieces on high octane offense. So that's the only thing I don't like. I have against like a guy like Tylan Wallace, especially when
Andy
you
around
have
the clock, brother.
James Prochet and Duvernay ahead of him. We've got Ingram, Mills teed up, but what else we got? I mean, I guess we could throw a dart at
Zach Wilson, Will Fuller.
Yeah, my so we have a couple quarterbacks out there. I'm just gonna let it take Mark Ingram. That was an intentional auto draft, by the way, guys. Intentional. That was totally intentional.
I don't think Odell would sign with Green Bay just because I don't think he wants to play in the cold, honestly.
Mac, Ryan Tannehill, Davis Mills, Baker. Look at all these starting quarterbacks still out there.
You know what's funny is a lot of times when you get to the final bracket in these kind of leagues, guys that have limited ownership. What I mean by limited ownership is, guys that aren't as owned by a lot of the teams in the remaining bracket. Those can be sheets that win or put you high in the money. So something to consider. You may want to quote unquote reach on a guy. That could be a guy that wins you a league.
Yeah, one of my favorite, like very end of the draft guys is Chris Evans on the Cincinnati Bengals because he's better than Samaje Perine and Laviska Shenault. Man, we're not too far removed from Laviska Shenault being an incredible college prospect from Colorado State, and everybody's saying that Laviska Shenault, like if you actually look at how they've been using him in camp in the mock scrimmages, he's going to be Cordero Patterson this year, Steve. So I wouldn't be surprised if Laviska Shenault gets handoffs out of the backfield and stuff like that, and a bunch of interesting stuff. And he's got breakout potential. Oh, wow. So they just picked him. Oh, because there you go. Wow. Nah. Yeah. So at least that's why you queue people up.
Derek was trying to warn you. I didn't see it until the last second.
So I want a quarterback now, another quarterback. I'm going to take Davis Mills.
Yeah, I think you have to.
At this point.
I think you have to.
I think we're in the last round now at this point. Yeah. Yeah, one more round left. So there you go. I was talking about Laviska Shenault from Colorado, second round draft pick. I mean, Swiss Army knife, best comparable to A.J. Brown, according to playerprofiler.com. Some pretty impressive college stats and just never, 600 receiving yards first year, 600 receiving yards second year. Now you got new coaching. You got additional weapons they bring in. So there's a lot of writing on the wall. Why do they bring in Zay Jones, Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram, new coaching, get ETN back, and Laviska Shenault's been forced down the depth chart, but I think he's going to be used like a true Swiss Army knife role here. We could see him getting handoffs, jet sweeps, trick plays, wide receiver screens, stuff like that. I expect him to still be out there on the field, limited capacity. Could definitely have some spike weeks. Good for best ball.
And if that's true, then getting him in the second to last round is quite a value.
Dang it. So Derek's getting Mills, but okay, fine.
So you would want to move Evans because otherwise you could end up with no second QB.
Look, I got the auto pick off. Got the auto pick off, but even then, got Tannehill. We're going to – wait, what happened? Okay, no, it's not his. I thought Derek took Tannehill instead.
So are you going to roll with Mayfield if Mills goes? Because he's not necessarily the guaranteed starter, whereas Wentz probably is. Even Trubisky's more likely to start than Mayfield is.
Man, I feel very confident about Baker Mayfield starting. Very confident. You'll see, Steve, after this first couple weeks of preseason.
All right.
Mayfield will be steaming up draft boards.
I'm just curious. I just want to see him do a couple more dances that go viral. That's all.
All right, so there goes Derek with Mills. Wentz is gone. Yeah, we're going Mayfield here, man. We're going. It's either Mayfield or Trubisky. Mayfield's having a great camp. And more difficult competition. Trubisky's been struggling lately, man. He also got Mariota. He's got the rushing floor, but I'm going Mayfield.
I mean, call me a homer with Trubisky, but I mean, he's already got the starting job. I would have went that route.
I don't know, man. We were talking about this earlier, Nick. Seattle Seahawks, the Washington Commanders. What they could potentially pick them up if Carson Wentz gets hurt in the preseason. No, that's an incredible stack. Great stack there, Derek. Love that stack. Texans, Mills is going to put up he's probably going to put up over 4,000 passing yards this year.
The thing with Jimmy G is he might not get traded before the first week, though.
Yeah, very true. Very true. He's just getting healthy. He's finally just getting healthy. I like Amari Rodgers as well. He's a sneaky little weapon there for Rodgers. All right. So should we try and do another one?
I'm down.
Okay.
I know Derek's down.
All right, everybody in the chat. Let's get your. We're gonna do a countdown this time, Derek. I'm gonna do it this time. Yeah, I can do that, Derek. We do it after. So I'm gonna do it. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Enter. Join. Click the button. Here we go. Look at that. Open room. Hop on in, guys. UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code Quest. Let's go. Let's draft against each other. Potential to win $200,000 here, first place.
What do you think is what's too many guys from the same team in your opinion?
Well, it depends on the team, but yeah, it really depends on the team and the quarterback being able to fuel those players. I typically though won't handcuff running backs and wide receivers because on a week-to-week basis, there's just fewer paths for those guys to have breakout games. Unless I'm getting like Mooney. And then, I'm getting Mooney in round 6 or 7. Then I'm getting Khalil Herbert in round 12. Then that's cool, But I'm not drafting Joe Mixon in round 2 after getting Jamar Chase in round 1, kind of deal.
Right, it's suboptimal. I mean,
yeah,
it could still be the best guy available, but in regards to, let's say, if you had Josh Allen, like how many Bills are you willing to take before it's too many?
I'd be willing to stack Josh Allen with at least two pass catchers, with at least 2 receivers. I would say 2, 3, 2 in a tight end. Especially in best ball, it's different because you don't have to make those start-sit decisions every week.
Ooh, Cooper Kupp's in play for you.
Yeah, so Cooper Kupp or Justin Jefferson here is really it for me in the early position now that CMC and Taylor are gone. I personally like Justin Jefferson better. Not going to lie, Steve.
Do it.
I like Jefferson even better because I feel that there's even less depth chart competition for Justin Jefferson on the Vikings. And there's just a bigger gap between Jefferson and KJ Osborne than there is Cooper Kupp and Allen Robinson.
They're going to be, I think, by the time the season's over and done with, their numbers are going to be pretty similar.
So who do we got in this draft room with us? If you're out there in the chat and you're in this draft room with us, let us hear it, man. We want to hear it. Oh, we got Bush Leaguers. I see him. I see
Dude,
him right there,
I
man.
want to see somebody nut up and get a Falcon stack going.
So we got Bush Leaguers at the 1.6. He goes Eckler. You got DB. There's DB at the turn. Got Derek at the turn at the 1.12. Who else is in there? Nice. Awesome.
Derek. Oh, there's Derek. I see him.
Awesome, Ken. Welcome to the Quest family, my brother. Yes. Awesome. Yeah. Pretty easy. I'll DM you over there in our Discord server, and there either myself or Derek or one of the other guys can help you get started up. But you just go to underdogfantasy.com and make sure you use that promo code Quest. When you sign up, you'll get that 100% instant deposit bonus, and you'll be able to hop into any of these drafts with us whenever we fire them up, man. This one's got a big player pool, but we're in this 12-person league drafting against each other, because these are basically kind of like paid mock drafts, but with the thought process that you want to pick players that are going to perform the best throughout the entirety of the season. And, because it's the winner is going to be the person who gets the most accumulative points, and they move on to then the semifinals where they consolidate it down, then they consolidate it down again. Then they finally have like a 120-man league in week 17, which is why some guys they look pretty heavy at that week 17 matchup game theory.
I would say if you're just getting involved with fantasy football, like I'll tell you from my personal experience, like this is the first year that I'm doing best balls because I was never introduced to them. I love best ball drafts. They do have a unique place in fantasy football. And here's the thing is if you're doing several types of drafts, if you're doing a standard draft, don't sign yourself up for way too many of those because you will need to set your lineups before kickoff. And it is imperative that there are occasionally changes that happen before a game where a guy gets scratched or tweaks something in the warm-ups, and you could end up having a 0, right? So you do need to set your lineups for weekly lineups just before kickoff, whereas with these, you don't because you have such a large player pool, and it's going to start the highest performer at each position for you automatically. So do as many of these as you want and have a ton of fun with it. But if you are doing standard drafts, just be aware that you will need to set your lineups manually.
I have a couple of my guys out here still.
Oh, Evans and Fournette.
I know, man. I went Fournette last time. We're gonna go Evans this time. He's sliding a little bit.
That's some juicy, man. That's some juicy.
Justin Jefferson, Mike Evans. That's nice, right? That's nice.
I'll
take that.
They were showing comparable numbers between Devontae Adams and Mike Evans for their careers so far. It's a lot closer than a lot of people think it is.
Yeah, it is. It is. Mike Evans has got a tremendous touchdown upside. He also has a solid 1,000-yard receiving floor that he's put up virtually every single year. And with Brady, I mean, the touchdown upside is insane. So this is going to be, oh, man, I was saying this start could be sick. All right, so this is what's really interesting here because there's kind of a drop-off. If I don't get Williams or ETN here, I love these Chargers pass catchers. I've also started off. I might be going 0 RB here. I also like Kyle Pitts here too. Getting an early tight end.
You're getting Javonte, brother.
Oh, I tried to go. I don't have a lot of Javonte exposure just because I think his ADP is so much higher than Melvin Gordon's. And there was some report NBC released that it was 70% snap share for Javonte in the scrimmage game and 30% for Melvin Gordon. Then this other guy stepped in and said, no. He actually crunched every single snap they did. It was 56% Javonte Williams and 44% Melvin Gordon, not 70-30. And that's kind of how I see it shaking out. But Javonte Williams does have an all-purpose skill set, so it's and he's got that youth on his side, man. So you know what? We got him 4 picks past ADP. We're gonna get that. I love getting Broncos exposures because that AFC West division is just a freaking, man, like a deep well of shootouts and fantasy goodness.
And here's the thing: is me personally, if this was a standard league, I would consider Javonte maybe a bit lower than his ADP, but he is a young, explosive runner, and this is a best ball league. So you could make the argument that he's going to have some huge runs, some long touchdown runs. So it's interesting. I don't know that I would have taken him there. I've actually waited and gotten the other running back much later in like the 8th or 9th round. But to each their own. That's why these are so interesting, because there's so many different ways to go about it.
Yeah. And this is half point PPR. It's not full PPR. And I look at guys like DeAndre Swift going at the 2.2.
Oh, Carter. We got a Carter sighting in the chat.
Got a Carter sighting in the chat?
He's dogging you, man. He said that you're scared of having him in the league with you.
I've seen some of Carter's recent rosters. They're not bad, man. They're not bad.
What say you, Carter, about doing that draft with us next week? I want to be in there.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see what kind of roster Derek's building here. Kelsey, Lamb, Moore, Sutton. So definitely a 0 RB build.
1.12. That's
I'll give you a guess. Yeah, I'll give you one guess, Carter. Who's at the 1.12? All right, so here now we're heading into the 4th round. I'm in the early position. There's definitely been a drop off in running back. There goes Travis Etienne. So yeah, we're definitely in that dead zone now for running back. My anchor RB is going to be Javonte Williams, and he's going to be like my anchor / hero RB. We got to now start looking. Man, so I don't want to reach. The last thing you want to do is reach for a dead zone running back, or like a deeply flawed wide receiver 2 here. I think if George Kittle is here, or Darren Waller, which it looks like both of those guys could potentially fall to me, I probably will press the button on one of those guys.
Can I just say, Gabe Davis, Deontay Johnson, back to back. I like it.
Yeah, look at that ADP, man.
Those guys have skyrocketed since we started talking about them.
All right, so there you go. There's Jerry Jeudy going off the board. However, Terry McLaurin is still out there. I cannot take Waller over McLaurin, who's a clear number 1 on his team, with the quarterback upgrade. McLaurin, who's also been over 1,000-yard receiver the past every year since he's been a rookie. So yeah, we're definitely going to go McLaurin here, and we're going to stack that on. I love getting McLaurin here. They've also got, I think it's going to be a pretty negative game script type of situation for the most part for the Commanders. And Wentz is a big upgrade over Heineke.
I would agree with that. I mean, McLaurin, not a bad guy to have as your 3rd receiver, that's for sure.
I'd rather have McLaurin getting the ball thrown to him from Wentz than DK Metcalf getting the ball thrown to him from some combination of Drew Lock or Geno Smith. That's just my take, my opinion. I think McLaurin will have a better season.
All right, we got a little bit of a QB run going.
This is that time when we want to start considering QB. I mean, if Lamar Jackson's out there, Nope. Lamar's gone. He's now like gone back up to one of those top QBs.
Hey, at this point in the you're up on the draft board here.
So we could I just at this point I don't have a guy to stack with Justin Herbert. So I think I'm gonna pivot and go George Kittle here or Darren Waller. Which one you like better?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I like Kittle.
I've been waiting a lot longer on tight ends this year than normal. But Kittle fits that big game profile for best ball, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah, I mean he's a former number 1 overall tight end, circa 2019, 2018. So, and the guy's been a number 1 tight end, number 3 tight end, multiple years, a lot of upside. Underdog is 0.5 PPR.
I'm a big Waller believer, but I'll be honest, I've been really gun shy about taking him after last year. He did me pretty dirty last year.
Ken wanted me to go Waller. Yeah, Waller burned me as well last year. And
but it is fantasy football, and you can't live in the past necessarily. But we're not like at the bottom of the barrel. There was other good options available.
What's going on, late stick? Kittle cannot stay healthy. Yeah, that's been a problem. But I mean, one of those injuries was Jimmy Garoppolo's fault, man. It was a bad throw that Kittle had to go up and get. And the games he missed last year he only missed 3 games last year. So it wasn't a lot of games. It was 2020 when Jimmy G really hurt him early on there. But I mean, the guy was number 1 tight end fantasy points per game in 2019, and even in 2020, in the 8 games that he did play, he was still top 3 tight end. And last year was a top 4 tight end. So, I mean, in that range for his upside is fantastic to be able to get him.
I think that my opinion, when you get a guy that's been injury prone for the past season or two, you do maybe have to consider a little more depth at that position. Not so much at running back. You're already taking so many running backs, but you definitely are taking a second tight end. With him, you may even want to take a third. Now, I know that's probably not like the ideal, but I have a few best ball sheets where I have 3 tight ends.
Yeah, especially if you wait on them. Yeah, look at Bush Leaguers, man, going robust RB, big time. Austin Eckler.
Look at those touchdown hogs, Eckler and Zeke. I mean, those guys are goal line vultures right there for sure.
Chubb, Zeke, Metcalf, Thomas. Chubb is ADP has definitely gone up with the possibility of Kareem Hunt. Even though they say they don't want to trade him, Kareem Hunt has requested a trade out, trying to get paid.
Since recanted at this point.
Hunt has done what?
I don't know. He didn't officially rescind the trade request, but he has showed up to practice. So
yeah, they told him no.
Well, I think they told him $50,000 a practice he missed or something like that.
Yeah, I think his best path forward is to prove himself, earn a good contract somewhere else.
Agreed.
Look at Derek.
Even if he wants to get traded, I think his best bet is to show that he's worth being traded for, right?
Yep. All right, Steve.
Time to get ready for your pick, man. 2 ahead. We got to be ready.
Definitely not drafting. Did you say Tua? Did you just say Tua Tagovailoa?
Oh, I didn't say anybody. I said you gotta be ready.
Yeah, yes. Sorry, I couldn't.
Even if I did, we wouldn't be taking him.
Oh man, I was gonna say AJ Dillon here would have been wonderful.
Baby. Or you could wait. There's T-Hop still there.
You know what? We might be able to go Devonta Smith, come back and get Hurts, or DeAndre Hopkins. Because he's actually, we'll go D-Hop because he's a fantastic best ball candidate coming back down the second half of the season. Towards the end of the season, he'll be fresh, coming off that suspension.
Yeah,
All
I
them
don't think
shootout
that
games.
I don't think he'll be available to us on the way back, but there's going to be some other good quarterbacks still. Could be
I'm
wrong.
fine waiting. I don't. Yeah, I'm fine waiting. I know you could play Hurts naked, but I'm fine waiting. I could get a Cousins. Like at this point, I'm probably targeting Kirk Cousins. Probably target Bink. Put Kirk Cousins on our radar there, or maybe even a Trevor Lawrence. I like the value. I like the ADP on Trevor Lawrence definitely at 146. People aren't necessarily buying. Hey, we might go Trey Lance here. We might go Trey Lance.
Mm.
Oh, I'll go Trey Lance if he falls to me in 2 picks. I'm going some Trey Lance. He's gonna slide past his ADP. We're gonna get the rushing floor. We've got Kittle.
I think that there's better QB options. I don't want to say it out loud, but there's a guy that could be taken there that's a better selection.
Well, I took Russ in the last draft.
I'll give you a clue. It's not Russ either.
Brady.
You have Evans. Just saying.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I do have Evans. Yeah, I got to think about the stack. I also have Kittle, and I get the rushing upside though from Lance. So that's kind of what I'm betting on here, because just from a rushing upside only, I've got and I've got a solid floor. Like, I mean, look at Jalen Hurts last year. Just from his rushing ability alone, his mid passing, games, passing performance was mid-tier at best, and he still was a top 5 fantasy quarterback. Like, he just put up 20 points in his sleep on a weekly basis because of the rushing floor, and I think that's what Trey Lance offers in that Kyle Shanahan type of offense.
Derek's
I know
not
you don't love
about taking Lance in the best ball format, though he's not a fan of him in real life. I see where the upside is. I just I couldn't get myself to take him over Brady. Brady's just going to chuck the ball even if they're winning by 3 touchdowns.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at Brady's number. You're right. I could have gone either way. I do have Evans, so that would have made sense too. Neither one of them were going to fall back or going to come back to me next round in round 8. And I have a lot of Brady exposure already in these drafts. I don't have much Trey Lance, especially not in the 7th round. So that's kind of where it made a lot of sense for me.
Let's see. I'm trying to see where Derek's sheet's at. Or he's on a hot receiver run. I can see there.
See, so
what's you got any holes you're looking to fill? You just got a QB. We got a tight end.
I'm about to back the truck up.
Depth at this point?
Yeah, I'm about to back the truck up at running back here. I'm gonna look at best player available, but I absolutely back the truck up at running back. A lot of these guys in this range. I'll take some Kareem Hunt, a Damian Harris, a Ken Walker, Melvin Gordon. Just back the truck up, man. Just load it.
What do you think about guys that say they're out on Patterson? I have to disagree, honestly.
Oh, absolutely.
I realize he wasn't used a lot down the stretch, but they had relied on him the whole year, and they have a little bit of help at this point. They don't have to wear him out, and he can be super effective.
Yeah, he's a Swiss Army knife, man. You put him in the rushing game, receiving game. He's a guy who's got nothing to lose out there at this point in his career, and he's still got a lot of juice. I mean, so you've got breakaway runs, you've got yards after catch ability. I mean, the guy is just incredibly talented, and he's going to be on the field a lot for the Falcons. the Falcons fans have become a huge Cordell Patterson fan, and a dude will, he'll fill seats. People will fill seats, come watch him. So he's going to get the ball. He's going to get plenty of opportunities, I feel.
Yeah, I was excited when we got him, but I mean, Nagy, just talk about a guy that just doesn't utilize people properly or know how to run an offense for that matter.
What's Bush Leaguer's going to do here after going 3 RBs, and he's been backing the truck up at wide receiver?
Dallas.
Man, Tom Brady almost fell back to us. I would have taken Tom Brady if he fell back to us at 94.
That would have been a nice safety net for a trade.
Oh, man, that would have been an awesome QB stack.
Let's see. The Dobbin. Oh, where are we at here? Okay. Gage, Edwards, Hillary. Leaning on RB right now, you think?
It's kind of a dead zone, to be honest with you, but I'm looking okay.
I mean, Damian Harris, yeah, he's a touchdown regression candidate, but even Singletary's still out there. It's not that much of a reach to get him now because you won't be getting him on the way back.
Did we go Chubb? I'm gonna go Kareem Hunt here. I'm gonna go Kareem Hunt because I know Kareem Hunt is gonna get a solid workload, especially now that they basically said prove it. So this is his shot. This is his shot to prove it. Guy's explosive, run first offense with one of the best offensive lines in the league, and they're not going to have their superstar quarterback for at least first half, maybe 2/3 of the season. So yeah, give me that Kareem Hunt there at ADP. And I don't have any Browns exposure yet in this draft per se, so getting exposure to that team in that AFC North division, I like all those AFC shootouts, and him having a much better receiving profile. Like, he gets most of the receiving work. It's either him or D'Ernest at this point. It's not going to be Nick Chubb. But Kareem also gets those carries too. He gets high value carries a lot of times, especially at goal line. Like, I've seen him give it to Kareem Hunt a lot at the goal line last year.
Yeah, it makes me think that one of them will get traded. It could be D'Ernest.
All right, so
Singletary made it back too.
Singletary did make it back, which is actually
kind of bare at running back.
Pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm pretty bare at running back. I think we go ahead and we took Singletary last round.
3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Oh, did you? Oh, just got him.
I got him. Got a lot of week 9 buys, but it's okay. I got him.
I'm surprised that they've updated Tim Patrick. Why wouldn't they adjust him down the list?
He's got a dash next to his ADP.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I probably have to update my rankings in here. I've got custom rankings. I've got my own rankings in here for best ball, not the underdog rankings. So I need to upload a fresh Excel. I need to go through my Excel actually this week and update all my rankings. Yeah, I mean, so far I'm happy with this roster. We just gotta backhaul running backs and more wide receivers, and then we'll add another tight end for depth and another quarterback too, man. Maybe we can get Cousins still. Cousins is still out there. That would be a wonderful pairing to have with with Trey Lance. If Cousins falls to us here in the 10th, I'll probably grab him. But with Carr going right there, I don't know if Cousins is going to fall to us. It's going to be – we'd have to get lucky.
Melvin Gordon. That's a hell of a pick in the 9th.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I've typically faded Javonte in the 2nd, but I mean, we got him at in the 3 picks into the 3rd, which is actually solid value on where his ADP was. There was a point in the summer where Javonte was sneaking up here into the back end of the 1st, man.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what? It's probably going to be. I mean, here's the thing: is what people are banking on. If you're drafting him higher than his ADP, you're essentially banking on him to break away from, which isn't necessarily going to happen. You're more banking on, maybe an injury where he's going to have the full load to himself. So I think you kind of got to play with the situation already is, or most likely will be. And that's that it's still a timeshare, and you kind of have to realize that that's what it is.
Yeah. At this point, I'm starting to queue up all of my favorite late round wide receivers here.
Did you see, unrelated, but did you see that Kenny Pickett Panini, the national auto that I sent you before the draft?
Oh yeah, it went for like $3,000. Didn't it go for like $3,000?
Did it? I didn't see what the final price was, but I couldn't believe it. Let's see. It went for $1,100.
Oh, okay. Well, that's insane still.
All right, we're up on the clock, sir.
We got Terry McLaurin earlier. Yeah, I'm not opposed to going Dotson here and then coming back. Wow, but we're gonna take him. He's not gonna fall to you, Derek. He's not gonna fall to you. So
nice.
We're gonna take him. We're getting Alexander Madison, even though another week 7 bye week, but that's okay.
Get those bye weeks out of the way in bundles.
I could have easily gone Dameon Pierce there too, man. Honestly, he's not a bad pick. I might do him on the way back if he's still out there. Love me some Dameon Pierce here. Listed 3rd on the initial depth chart. I'm not buying it. Are you buying it, Steve? No, I'm not buying it.
Not at all. I think that probably if not week 1, maybe week 2 or 3, is it a 50-50 timeshare with Mac? I think eventually he could outpace him, though.
A top depth chart with Burkhead. Yeah, they just put the veterans on top. Appreciate that super chat, Derek.
Andy, you're up again there, man.
I did. I stole. There's some
decent running backs still there.
We're gonna go Dameon Pierce here. I stole Alexander Madison from you. I never get him, man. I never get him. You normally always take him.
No, Madison's nice, and I mean he had a couple really good games last year with Cook being out, and with the up-tempo offense they're running this year, and they're talking about maybe using Dalvin Cook as a receiver once in a while, then you might have him lining up in the backfield by himself.
Yeah, very true, man. Very true. Let's see what we got out here for QBs. Got your boy Justin Fields. Got two out there. Trevor. Who we're gonna stack these guys with is Kirk. No, we definitely Kirk is way gone now at this point.
The one thing that's interesting is the middle to late tier quarterbacks. It's usually a lot easier to pair with if you're trying to stack them with receivers. It's a bit easier. Otherwise, you have the higher ranked QBs kind of falling in the same draft range as their receivers, and it makes it pretty difficult. I would say I agree with the people in the chat. Not because I don't like Amon-Ra, but I really like Pittman and Keenan Allen to start the year.
Yeah.
And Amon-Ra is coming back to a fully healthy lineup where he's going to have a lot more competition to start the year.
Yeah, until we get a little bit more clarity on the target distribution there in Detroit. I like Amon-Ra St. Brown, but you can't argue that consistent floor of Keenan Allen and chemistry he's got with Herbert and Pittman, man. He's just a clear stud for the Colts. He's going to be that Julio Jones factor for Matt Ryan, you know?
Obviously, it's going to be a week-to-week evaluation, but just as a general statement, like going into week one, that's probably the way I would go with that.
All right, so let's see. What are we in the? Let's see with Bush Leaguers. Okay, so Bush Leaguers went Rodgers, stacked him with Lazard, and finally took another running back here late. So Bush Leaguers building a solid roster here. Spiller, Gallup, expecting that second half of the season, back end of the season push with Gallup. Did he take Gallup over Tolbert? That's my question. If Tolbert's out there, that's a bold. I'm guessing Tolbert's gone. Got to be gone. Yeah, figured he was gone. What's Derek doing? Derek just took Gesicki and Tua. Look at Derek here, 11th, taking Tua and Gesicki. Cordell Patterson, Melvin Gordon. Those were his first two running backs of the draft. That's a 0 RB roster if I've ever seen.
Wait, who did that?
That's Derek's roster.
Oh, Gordon and Patterson?
Yep, Gordon and Patterson, 9th and 10th. Those were his first running backs. But I mean, look at the receiving core and the tight end core. You didn't get any better than Kelsey, Lamb, DJ Moore, Sutton, Elijah Moore, Drake London, Treylon Burks. Yeah, lots of upside. Lots of upside. Dak gets a Dak to stack with CeeDee.
We got a pick coming up here.
Got a pick.
Bam, we're up.
Boom.
Who's it going to be?
It's going to be, I think it's going to be Nico Collins here, man. Missed him last time. We're going to snipe. We're going Nico. Yep.
It's been a hot minute since we took a receiver, too. So.
Yep. We're going Nico here. That's an easy pick. Massive upside. I love Nico Collins' upside.
I like the bye week diversity so far at our receiver position.
Yeah, I need it, man, because I'm kind of like overlapping quite a bit in bye weeks for running backs. But it's all good because, so that's only that 1 week, and then those other guys will be playing that week. So it's really not too much of a concern. You just don't want like both your tight ends and both your quarterbacks on the same pick. So back up, I could go Pickens here, but I like the quarterback situation so much better for Paris Campbell And I think his ADP's got to kind of adjust. It's either Herbert or Paris Campbell, and I'm leaning Paris Campbell because I think he's got a massive upside if he stays healthy this season with Matt Ryan. I mean, massive upside. And we go ahead and add him in, get some Colts exposure. Yeah, baby. I'm loving that upside with Paris Campbell out of the slot.
Let's see here. What's the rest of the running back pack look like for free agency?
Free agency? Like the
Well, yeah.
yeah.
We'll
I get
call
what
it
you're
free
saying.
agency.
Khalil Herbert, Ronald Jones. It's really kind of a dead zone at this point, man. Not gonna lie. Brian Robinson out there, Zamir White, Chris Evans. I mean, some super deep guys. It's pretty deep, man. There's not a whole lot of running backs left out there. Mark Ingram, you get McKinnon, Marlon Mack, but we took Dameon Pierce, so we're gonna leave Marlon Mack to the other fish out there in the sea. Gus the Bus, Donta Foreman, Hassan Haskins. Those are two interesting late. So is Eno Benjamin. There's some interesting handcuffs there. Ooh. Now there's a late round sleeper for you guys right there. Get them because you can't get them in football cards, but you can get them in fantasy. Asaya Pacheco. Get them.
I have a Stevie Scott college prism auto, actually. That's funny.
Pickens is having a fantastic camp, but I'm going with quarterback upside. I don't have faith in Steelers quarterbacks right now. I gotta see more.
To answer Hunter's question, I think that would depend on what kind of league you're in. If you're in a redraft league, I would say it depends on, is Ertz your starting tight end or bench, and also who's your other defense? And here's the thing: is Pickens. I mean, I don't know. I know you guys like Pickens a lot, but there's a lot of mouths to feed there. If it was me, I would probably drop Pickens or the defense.
Yeah. A lot of mouths to feed, not a great offensive line, and you have some questionable quarterbacking right now.
Although Chargers defense, their ADP is very low, and they did improve a lot from last year.
I mean, yeah, you definitely want to have AJ Dillon. Have you heard AJ Dillon talking recently? Like he's projecting himself and Aaron Jones to have over 3,000 yards cumulatively in rushing. He's just a beast, dude. I want as much AJ Dillon exposure as I can. He's getting a little pricey in fantasy drafts and in cards. Like it's getting hard for me to touch him. Like anywhere.
I don't know about 3,000 rushing yards combined, but I could see 3,000 total yards combined.
Yeah, I don't remember. I saw the tweet. I read it. I didn't actually have the audio on, so I don't know if he said rushing or if he said all-purpose yards. But he plays fantasy. I don't know if you know this, but AJ Dillon actually won the Sleeper Bowl last year. It's a 14-person league, Sleeper Fantasy hosts, and AJ Dillon won the league. He's just such a cool guy, man. He does the cards. He's into all that. He's, dominates fantasy leagues. So if he's out there projecting himself to have all these rushing yards, it's like, all right, there's something there, man,
What are you thinking here? You want to take a QB or?
Yeah, let's grab Matt Ryan. Why not?
I was going to suggest that because you have the Paris Campbell connection.
Yeah, man. That's a perfect compliment. That's a great arbitrage play to not getting Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? Not getting Tom Brady or Cousins, we get Matt Ryan, which I think is a fantastic arbitrage play.
I can dig it. And if you decide to go deep on some tight ends, I mean, I don't think you'll have anyone fighting you if you decide to go with the tight end from the the Colts, although there's some much better picks still on the board.
Yeah. Oh, well, there goes Evan Ingram. I actually like Hayden Hurst better just because of that high octane offense with a lot of red zone opportunities from Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow likes tight ends too. His ADP is 177 here. I think we should go ahead and take him.
I agree. I've actually tried to sit on him in the past couple best ball drafts I did and ended up losing them. So
yeah, and you saw the tight end run. Yeah, I think that's fantastic. Look, and you have complimentary bye weeks. Yeah,
and
baby.
that's a great guy to have if you lose Kittle for a couple games.
Yeah, I mean, look at this roster we're building, dude. Stud. Solid. I'd like to be a little stronger, but I think we got anchors at Javante. And if anything happens to Cook, like now all of a sudden we've got a second anchor in Alexander Madison. I think Singletary's got plenty of spike weeks in him. Kareem Hunt's got plenty of spike weeks. And Dameon Pierce, as a rocked up rookie for Houston, could absolutely put up some pretty solid numbers, you know. And then we got, how can you argue with these receivers, man? It's incredible receiving core. Loving the tight end upside with Kittle. Now we got Hurst super late. What rounder? How many picks do we have left here?
I believe there's 18. I want to say.
Yeah, still got 3 rounds left, bro.
Yeah, I think you definitely got to take at least one more running back.
Absolutely. Yeah, because we only have 5.
Maybe 2 even.
I think we back to truck up here at running back. Maybe a wide receiver. Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
If Sean's still awake, he's gonna be happy. I know you'd be happy if I took Alec Pierce super late, even though I'm not a fan. I'll take him. If the price is right, I'll take him.
And I'll be honest. I mean, I am a Sammy Watkins fan, even though he's he has been hurt quite a bit. You gotta like the situation though.
Yeah, right? The price is right. You know, it's not that I hate Sammy Watkins. I hate Sammy Watkins taking him in the 12th round or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna take Sammy Watkins in the 12th round whenever I can get a guy like Paris Campbell in that range or Jalen Tolbert. But if Sammy Watkins is there in the 18th, 19th round, now all of a sudden, heck yeah, man, you go ahead. Load up.
Because you got to realize, like, if he doesn't get hurt, I know that's a big if given the track record, but if he doesn't get hurt, he's on the Packers, getting the ball from Aaron Rodgers with not much competition out there. So,
yeah, and price point is right, man. Like, look at Derek. Oh, you little Derek. He just got Isaiah Pacheco, which I wanted him. That would have been a perfect little piece.
We kind of should have predicted that running back run given his team.
Yeah. Derek did say he was going to back the truck up. Yep, I mean, he did, man. He got your boy Herbert. He's actually,
is there a?
It's interesting there. He handcuffed Kansas City running backs, but
Zach Wilson. That's a good pick at this point of the draft.
Gridiron Grit. Are those his only 2 QBs, Mac and Zach? Yeah. Well, no, he got Josh Allen in the 3rd. So, okay. You're getting Josh Allen in the 3rd. Why are you getting Mac and Zach here late? That's not
I think if you get a Josh Allen, I think you should only be taking 2 QBs. My opinion, though.
Yeah, and plus the dude's only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 running backs, and 1, 2, 3 of his running backs are in committees. So,
all right, I think we should start looking at the next selection for ourselves here.
Oh, I love me some Chris Evans, but it's kind of early to take him. ADP's 209.
Not if you really want him.
I do want him, and I love me some Chris
Evans.
It's never
early if you want him. I mean, if you think
that's true.
I think that at this point, you're running back starved. I think you need a guy like that.
Yeah, I love me some Chris Evans late.
And he's the kind of guy that doesn't need a bulk of the carries to break some big plays off either.
And maybe we bring it back with a little Duvernay. A little Duvernay here.
Who's your two quarterbacks? Matt Ryan and
Matt Ryan and Trey. We could go with Derek's guy, Danny Gray. Go with some late Danny Gray here, man. I also like Peoples-Jones here. I like Peoples-Jones late.
Ryan Edwards, Laviska Shenault, a guy we both like there.
I got Laviska last time on the auto pick.
Marquez Callaway. Oh man, that's the guy.
What? Marquez Callaway. Yeah, that Pacheco pick was love Danny Gray. Yeah, is Danny Gray out there? I mean, I've seen Trey just bomb him, man. Just got a little stack. What's their other option? I mean, why not? Let's go Danny Gray. Do that or Duvernay, and then maybe we get Danny Gray.
I mean, at this point of the draft, grab whoever, man. You got 5 seconds.
I'm taking Derek's word for it, man. Boom! Did that one for you. Derek.
You know what's funny is that's the kind of pick that's literally like either a complete waste pick or the pick that like wins you a championship, because that guy's probably going undrafted. You know what I mean?
He doesn't even have a profile pick, so yeah, he didn't even have a team listed next to his name. He probably is.
They'll be like, thanks to drafting Danny Gray, Fantasy Football Card Quest wins $200,000.
Dude, if I win $200K. If I win $200K,
you'll spend at least $20 of it on a Danny Gray rookie ticket auto.
Yeah. If I win 200K, I'll buy a box of National Treasures and give it away. Rip it on the channel.
How about this? If this sheet wins 200K, you have to get one of those chains that you can put a slab on. I seen it at the National and wear a Danny Gray rookie ticket auto.
Hell yeah. Done.
You heard it here.
Done.
What are you thinking for the last? I think it's the last pick.
Probably like a Hassan Haskins. Because if anything happens to Derrick Henry, Hassan Haskins is going to smash. Okay. So, that could be a league winner.
Yeah.
Super late. And, and I don't have Henry, so it's almost like I'd probably be with this being a best ball format. Never know, man. He's getting up there in age. He's got a lot of mileage on them wheels now.
I definitely still think he's going to truck a whole bunch of people over this year. But
yeah, if he's healthy, he'll put up close to 2,000 yards. But if something happens to him, Hassan Haskins is gonna is gonna.
You know what's interesting? I saw a lot of people talking about where they're putting teams and their chances of making the playoffs and stuff like that, and I see a lot of people putting the Panthers like way down bottom, but if McCaffrey stays healthy, they're actually a pretty good team if he's healthy. It's easy to say that they suck because they suck when he's not playing, which I agree with. But when he is healthy, they don't need to rely so heavily on their quarterback play.
Are you talking about the Panthers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
I mean, you look at the split last year. Look at how well they played the first 4 games, and then after he went down, look at how poorly they played after that. You can't say it wasn't just because Darnold played well. Darnold played well because all the pressure was off of him.
Yay, Derek, man. Did you go 2772 build as well? Yeah, I did the same thing. I'm going Haskins here. Boom.
I'm intrigued by the build. I don't know if I've ever gone
2772. I think that's like, it's
well, no, I mean,
a little
like
heavy on running back, but we didn't start out. We went kind of zero
yeah,
RB,
no, I'm
anchor
not
RB.
saying necessarily with the amount, like the number of players at each position taken, but like you definitely went like a little light RB early, and then had to like recoup for it later. So it's interesting though, because I mean, like you have a good amount of guys that can fill that second spot on a week to week basis. Like Javante is going to be like your weekly running back.
Javante, Kareem Hunt, Devin Singletary, potentially Damian Pierce. Yeah, I mean, there's just so much potential there. I mean, that's what it is. It's all about like predicting the right set of scenarios that unfold this season.
Andy, was it you or did I see this somewhere else? Chris Evans was one rushing attempt short of qualifying for the highest yards per carry in the league last year at 6.
I don't know, man.
I can't remember if it was you saying that, but I definitely saw that somewhere, and that's a pretty interesting stat because, yeah, he didn't see a lot of work, but that's a small sample size, but it's meaningful.
I mean, so the thing is, though, he went to Michigan, right? He was misused in college. He's extremely bursty, extremely explosive, extremely agile. Two really good athletic metrics to have. And 5'11", 211 pounds. Very good receiver. I mean, he's laid out and made some incredible 2 touchdowns last year for Burrow on 15 receptions. So, the limited opportunities he got, he showed to be a very competent receiver. That's important in an offense like Cincinnati. And, his EPA was really good. His EPA was top 10. His efficiency was 17 attempts for 77 yards, so 4.5 yards per carry. But, I mean, he was really misused in college after being a 4-star high school prospect. And, like the Jim Harbaugh up there, man, I don't know. They're weird. I'm sure Derek's got some words about that, but
P. Ryan.
He's way better than P. Ryan.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. P. Ryan maybe could be a better blocker. I don't know because I haven't seen enough of Evans, but
I think after the Super Bowl, I think that like, all right,
they learned their lesson.
Yeah, they learned their lesson with P. Ryan. So that
wasn't the answer we learned.
Yeah, I would agree that P. Ryan and him would split touches, but I think Chris Evans would get more of the receiving work, and maybe he would then be able to earn, with that athletic ability, he would be able to earn himself like a 70% snap share to P. Ryan's 30 in that kind of situation. Yeah, man. I appreciate you, Bush Leaguers. That was fun, dude. I had an absolute blast. Bush Leaguers ended up with Duvernay and Peoples-Jones there late. Also got himself some Deshaun Watson in the 15th round. But he got himself Rodgers much earlier, so he's feeling good there. Fun draft, guys.
Rodgers is one of those guys that you can draft and also take all of his receivers because none of them are ranked very high.
Nice. I'm loving this, guys. These ideas, these are fantastic. You hear it, Bush Leaguers. If he wins, he's buying a case of Hobby Select, and we're going to rip it on the channel. Derek says, party at his lake house. Let's go, Derek. Let's go. We'll be there, man. We'll be there.
I'll need an IV for the next morning, probably.
Yeah, well, Derek's going to have Red Bull on tap, dude. This is Red Bull in the veins. We're going to be doing Red Bull and vodkas all weekend. It's going to be fun. See you guys there.
Yeah,
Peace.
buddy. Yeah, buddy.
All right, guys. Have a good night, man.
Next week, more drafting. We'll see you guys next week.
If we make it to next week, I might be doing some more later this week.
All right, I'm in.
I'm trying to do as many as possible, humanly possible. I've just got a lot of other stuff on my plate, but I'm getting there, man. I'm determined. Peace, y'all.
See you next week, guys.